Well, friends, welcome to a very fast Sonic 2! The reason this is sped up, this is in post. This is future me. This is not present me who's actually playing right now. So what I'm doing here is I'm speeding through Emerald Hills for the sole purpose of... I'm going to go supersonic. In a moment of actual, fantasticness, I managed to actually prove it's a thing. Through these special stages. Special stages will be played at normal speed. Main level will be double speed. It will become quite clear why when you see the full length of this episode and realize, oh my god, we spend over 20 minutes in a single zone. Yeah, it's a while. There will be the odd note on the side. For the most part, it's just going to be stuff about rings, time, stuff like that. A little quirk here or there from future me. But yeah. So ultimately, the point of what this real video is, this is a thing that I'd always wondered when I was a kid, is it possible? But I was never good enough to do it. I could never do the special stages. And what this video is showing is, yes, it is in fact very possible. It's in fact possible with one error in it. There are, it turns out, 8 checkpoints in Emerald Hills. I know where 7 of them are. There's one that I've looked around and I have no clue. I've looked at zone maps and I've been like, I don't quite understand where that is, but I know where 7 are. So that's all. So I just have to do a perfect run of these. Now, something you will see on the bottom right of the actual game screen is that as I get into and out of most of these zones, I'm save stating. I'm doing that just in case. I didn't end up needing it. There were a few times where, as you can see, I'm getting hit, because I am playing a little bit sloppy. Ultimately, there's, I think, 130 coins, rings, in these levels, so as long as I don't get hit twice, I'm fine. So, yeah, this is me just going A to B, and I begin to figure out, okay, there's a pattern for what's the most efficient thing to do here. And then where are the goalposts? So, there you go. There's one. Now the fun part of this is that the score that I get in just this one level is comparable to the full score I got throughout the entire playthrough of Sonic 2. In fact, I think it's higher. I'll edit that in now. Once I have my notes in front of me and I'm actually doing this properly. But yeah, so I've had that going around the loop thing, that's the most celebration-y thing you can do in this game. And you gotta do what you gotta do, man. So, in case you haven't figured out already, what these levels do is they tell you, here's how many rings you have to get to. We're going to give you more than that. We're going to give you plenty more than that. Up to you to actually find them, though, and actually get it. This was the first one to really throw those bombs at you on a more regular way, where they might pose a threat. But again, you're seeing how easily I'm avoiding them. I did one practice run of this, I'll be honest about that. I don't like practice runs, but it paid off. Didn't end up needing save states. There is one thing that happens later on as a result of being lazy and getting hit too often. But, yeah. Nothing too crazy. Back to speed. Now I can see the little blips on my in my editing software for what it looks like for where we are, and they're all about the same amount of time. I'm pretty diligent in this about getting just the rings I need and then getting to the next thing. It's, I don't know, about, I'm not even gonna guess because I don't have a time measure in this as I'm doing it, but 2 level ups side to side. Perfect. This is just me being like, I want more. There's no point to more, but I want more. Let's go. Now these jumps, when I was a kid, not happening. Like this. This is just stupid. There's no point to getting those extra rings, but I had to. It's kind of fun watching past me do things and be like, why did you do that? There's no point. And I missed rings. So, levels like this, I like to go with a challenge of jump as minimally as possible. Because you don't really need to. As long as you know what you're doing, it's fine. The one problem I'm getting into right now is that the PlayStation controller that I'm using to do this is actually more sensitive than the Genesis controller that you're supposed to be using. So usually when you hit left on the Genesis controller, there's either like a slight delay or it's looser, like it gives you a bit of downtime so that you kind of you learn a rhythm. But on an emulator, on a PlayStation controller, there's no rhythm. There's no pattern. It's just go. Like it moves right away. And this actually does screw you up a bit. Because you're expecting there to be a delay in your actions, and there's none. It's just there. You know what? I think I stand corrected. I think I did need the save state once. I think it was the last one. I believe. Oh, one other fun thing. I did discover a new recording method this morning. So, the shields being all stupid and not working and like being against the boss in the not Sky Chase Zone. In the fortress. Yeah, we will see the side beams in that one. Basically, the frames per second for some reason that I'm recording with usually don't quite catch certain animations, and it just doesn't look right. Like in editing, it's a thing I fought with. I've tried to figure it out and play with it. Now I have a better method, so that won't be a problem anymore. Also gives a higher quality video, so there's that. Like when Sonic's in the air there, his feet weren't moving. He was just a still sprite. But to me, I see his feet moving. But to you, no such thing. And there's one. Now, I haven't figured out a pattern of if the special stage colors on the actual zone, like the gray that's here, doesn't make sense. It doesn't correspond with the different type of color of gems that you get. Another thing, oh, okay, that's a fake out. When you're looking straight ahead right now, it looks like there's a logo with 8 emeralds. And you're like, wait, 8, why is there 8? And then you see the level move around, and it turns out that's just a massive design that's huge. I thought that was a fake out of like, there's more than 8. Like you saw it there, it's massive. But imagine if the game had been lying to you all the time of like, there's secret emeralds. There is a pattern to this, that as long as you keep counting in your head, oh god. As long as you count in your head, you can follow that pattern, and you're fine. I didn't count properly. One thing that's always bothered me about these stages is these weird designs they put in them that are shaped kind of like an almond. Like that one. You can't get all those rings. Why are they putting in a design where you will never be able to get all of them? Like if you and Tails work together, but even that one was 5 rings wide. It is impossible to get all of them. Doesn't make sense. Also, no Tails, because to hell with Tails. Because for example, if you're playing this, these levels are, like these special stages are what started my hatred towards Tails. If you're playing with Tails, and you jump like really last minute, well, Tails, based on his programmed reaction time, will jump after the point that you did. What that causes is that you will miss a bomb, but he will get hit by it. And what that's going to do is it's going to make him lag behind you. But if he's usually behind you and he gets a hit, you two switch positions. So now he's in front of you. So So now you have this idiot who respawns late in front of you. Yeah, it's not a particularly soothing moment. And yeah, so it's for that reason that I decided, no, there's no tails on this run. Because, no. Also, I will be naming the badniks on this one. They do have official names. It's not just the badniks, but the little animal people that get spit out afterwards. Yeah, they have names too. And it's gross how cute it is. Now this level starts to go, haha, there's rings above you. But again, these all have patterns. So bottom, side, side, bottom, bottom. I don't know if there's rings above very often. But usually there's a rhythm to each of them. The ones above you, though, are just kind of a fuck you. Because you're like, oh, go get them. Oh, you got two. Oh, and this thing. This is what I mean. The rhythm on the PlayStation controller is totally different than the rhythm on the actual Genesis controller if you're playing it. And yeah, it causes some headaches. Now I'm looping. I'm celebrating. Don't know why. Because I've done nothing yet. No celebrations really yet. Now, a decision that I made during this, because in the practice run, I was saving after. I got one. I ignored that one. There you go. I got it by a few. A decision I made in the practice run was that I was saving after every section of the bonus stage. Like, I passed section 1, and it was like, good job. I would save state again. I decided, no. That's not cool. I don't like that, actually. So I decided that I was just going to go to the beginning to quote-unquote legitimize it. It's not legitimate, and I know it's not. But I just in case I didn't do the perfect run, that was the compromise I was willing to give myself. Was that at least it's not me cheating throughout the whole thing. Because I'm not a fan of save states, really. It's not in the base game. Because it can't be. Just because that's not how games work. So I decided as a result of that, to me, it's cheating if it's in the middle of it. It is still cheating, but it's at least less cheating. That was a fuck me moment. That was just, I'm gonna die. Because I gathered over 100 rings. I'm not hunting through this level to get just the 100 rings I need again. So I'm just gonna die, and we're gonna do this again. Now again, this is why I double sped this. Because you're seeing me go over all the same stuff again and again and again. Yep, another death. Yeah. Here we go. One more time. And this isn't... I was gonna try to break out into One More Time by Daft Punk, but just no. I'm not trying to sing electronic. I'm not gonna sing. I don't sing. It's not me. Some people do that, and that's their deal. I do in private, not doing it in public, though. And this is where I get lost. I'm remembering this level differently than it is, and I'm remembering a checkpoint that is later than where I am. And I decide I have to die again, because that was that stupid. That's 3 deaths now. Unnecessary monkey killing, but I don't like the monkeys. That shows how skilled I am, that I jump into spikes on my own, unprompted. Again, do not watch this channel if you want good gameplay. Now, because I save state, usually I don't save. Oh, went through the level. Usually I don't save state during a project, but because of how I wanted to do this, I knew I was going to be frustrated and not want to sit to play through the whole game again. So at this point, there we go. That's what I wanted. Monkey Island! Another life. And now we go Emerald 6. I think this is Emerald 6. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so the rest of this, like I save state at the end of this level. So as of Chemical Plant, we will be back to me playing this live. This is the only appearance of post-commentary me. Because I'm not a big fan of doing this. I find it's not as fun for me to rewatch myself and go, oh god, you suck. Like there! You knew it was coming, man. So I'm supposed to have 80? 84. Like, that is unacceptably close to failure. And like, I'm making unnecessary risks here for the purposes of looking like I have my shit together. I really don't. I'm making assumptions. Now, if I got hit by any of these bombs, I'm done. But I'm lucky. Again, I'm cutting it like stupidly close. Like, it doesn't need to be this close. But this is me. That's how I work. Yeah, that one you have to jump early to get those. You have to know that's there. It's one of the weird times in these stages where they basically say, no, you have to have played these before and know the pattern. You can't do it based on reaction alone. It's based on memorization, which was really how these games got replay value back in the day. Like, a lot of games now, frankly, don't really have replay value. You beat them once, you never care to beat them again. It's a thing. You beat them once, you're done. But in these games, they did it with, you beat the game again, it gets more difficult, there's a palette swap, things like that. It's kind of the most that they could do to give you like a challenge, because they can only develop so much. And the way of making the game harder was just make the enemies twice as strong. Like, you beat the game, a version of a New Game Plus is just a single line of code that says double enemy health. Like, that's easy for them to program in. And here we go. Last emerald. If memory serves me correctly, I fail. We're also done with the sped upness from here on. And again, the game wants you to be cheeky, and I missed that one. The game wants you to be cheeky and do exactly what I'm doing and not jump, because when you jump, it actually takes too long for you to land, and you miss out on rings as a result of it. I just decided, panic, I need these. I thought I missed by one. I got it, but just. So I missed several sections. Yeah, I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating like an idiot. You celebrate when you've won, not when you're halfway there. Who cares when you're halfway to something? You haven't done anything yet. Celebrate when you're finished. 150. I got what I needed. Fantastic. So get 190. So get 9 rings. The game goes random. It decides, just make it work, man. So I have my 190. I'm like, I got this. I got this. This is panic. That's what this is. Yep. Lots of panic. Just jumping randomly and hoping. Alright, I got it again. Actually, no, I don't think I screwed up. I think I managed to keep it. Yeah, I'm just jumping to stay off the ground to avoid any more. And I think this is just, I got it. Because I know there's no more ring. There's no more. Yeah, I did. Look at that. Didn't screw it up. I did it. I did the thing. Sonic can now change into Super Sonic. And I got a 1-up on that. That's Pretty cool, pretty coincidental. This feels slowed down now. Well, let's go get us 50 rings. That sucked. Yeah, this feels slowed down. I don't believe it is. And it's staying like this anyway. It can't be, because I didn't slow down the special stage. So, weird. This is from staring at a special stage for a bit. Anyways, yeah. The point of me doing this now is I'm wanting to show you Supersonic during the Robotnik fight, just as like the stamp of like, yes, this is a thing you can do. In fact, you beat this Robotnik fight by doing nothing. You don't need to run. You don't need to do anything. You just stand. And you beat him. It's fantastic. So the way that Supersonic works, once you hit 50 rings, if you jump, yeah, that made me feel real smart. You get to 50 and you jump. And as soon as you jump, what that does is it just triggers Supersonic. In later versions of the game, you have to jump and hit jump again. In this one, you just jump and you have it. It's automatic, which is, I don't think it's the best system. The jump again makes sense. Like being Knuckles and gliding through the air, having that style of input makes sense. Having it just be you jump? No, because you go Supersonic when you don't want to. It just forces you to do it. Case in point, here. This is Supersonic. He flies. The only time he runs is on the loop-de-loop things. Otherwise, he's flying through the air. So he's flying, he's running. It's just a sprite thing. They didn't program the sprite to be in the second form. Him being yellow-haired. Oh yeah, his jump is also much bigger. Him being yellow-haired and invincible. Yeah, that was a reference to Dragon Ball. 100%. Sony admitted it, and Sega admitted it. The way you beat Robotnik as Supersonic. You stand. You're invulnerable to him, and he hits himself. So just walk along, go for a chat. He's dead. And there you go. That is Supersonic and Emerald Hill Zone. So guys, now that you know it's a thing, there you go. Now we're going through the rest of the game this way. See you there.